You're listening to the We Are Libertarians Podcast Network. Find all of our shows at wearelibertarians.com.
Tell us, which of your talents is responsible for this dynamic opportunity to occur today?
Well, I met Harrison, our friend off camera here, because I'm a podcaster. I've been a podcaster for about 10 years.
So you're family then?
Yes.
Like we were supposed to hug when we met.
Yeah, right.
So you're family.
And I've done it for about a decade now, and I work for a local radio show by day, and then I do podcasting by night.
What's the name of the podcast?
We Are Libertarians.
Ooh,
so it's a political podcast.
That's why you said that you're causing all sorts of trouble.
That's right. The good thing is I'm not a Republican or a Democrat, so I get to cause trouble on all sides. Right?
Yeah. And you have a mic.
I do. Many. You know how podcasting is. You start buying one piece of equipment, and then you're like, oh, I spent 2 years worth of salary.
Yeah. It does sound fun. So the radio program, what's the name of it?
The Bob and Tom Show.
All right. How did you come up with the Bob and Tom part?
So they've been around for about 35 years here in town, and I grew up listening, and I had always wanted to work there. And then about 6 years ago, I met a guy named PJ, who was their art director, and we started talking about their digital presence and their web presence, and then he said, you should tell Tom all this. It's like, I'm not going to tell my childhood hero like all the ways that his stuff isn't working right, but I did, and it ended up leading to a great opportunity. That was a dream fulfilled. Yeah.
So the Bob and Tom is the brand of the entire.
It's the actual show. Yep.
Bob and Tom were there at some point.
Right.
And
yep.
You have now taken on the other legacy.
Yeah, I'm not on the air. I'm a behind the scenes guy. So it's a big radio show with a bunch of people involved, and then there's the on air staff, and then I do all the digital stuff, all the website stuff, along with a few other people, and then I'm on air on my podcast, but not on Bob and Tom.
Okay, well, that's fun, right?
Oh, it's a blast. Yeah,
I can imagine you get content from that to do this.
Yes,
as well, and
exactly
vice
right.
versa, I guess.
Right.
Well, that's good. So, who did you learn that skill from? That skill of being the head.
So I built my first website in 2007. Just because I was working at a radio station then.
This is HTML days.
Yes, HTML. I mean, I had to it wasn't a one press, like you built the WordPress, the database, all that stuff. And and then I just started every time I had a job opportunity, I found myself having to market that without any money. And that was a really great way to build a bunch of skills, so that led into it. And I guess because I'm 34, you're always in a position where you are always behind the scenes. You work your way up over time, and I just like to help people. And at my day job, I don't want to be on air. I want to be behind the scenes. I want to facilitate the growth of the show and support people that I consider more talented than myself.
Yeah. Which is cool, right? Sometimes, it's taught to us that we need to be in the front line. But
right.
The truth is, it's cool to be in the behind scenes sometimes.
Yeah, there isn't the pressure that when I show up every day. They have to get up at 4 a.m. and go and be really funny. And so there's a lot of pressure on them. And I think when you're a behind the scenes person, you do what you can to kind of help make their life easier. And I think service is really important, and it's an important part of my life, and I just consider my job an extension of that. And, you kind of in life have to know your place. I think you're right, everybody wants to strive to be the top, or I want to have my own thing and be out front, but sometimes you need people behind the scenes to help you get to that point.
Yeah. I think 80% of the work is the behind the scenes.
Yes.
The 20% is, showing.
It's all preparation.
Yeah,
if you didn't do the preparation that you did today, you wouldn't have 30 people showing up,
And that preparation, just to be clear, didn't even look like me putting this together. That was actually done by the behind the scenes person, right?
Sure.
But definitely the work was done, and the work is necessary, right? For GC to be able to say, all right, put this together, right? To trust.
Yeah.
Trust is a big thing as well.
Because you need to focus on this part.
Yeah.
They need to focus on that part and not worry about all the other intangibles that go into stuff.
Yeah. Which is great. What is one other thing you've done? We told people about the podcast, the name of the podcast, and we told them the name of the show. Where's the best place you'd want to point them to?
Wearelibertarians.com.
Okay,
yep.
Wonderful. Wearelibertarians.com. What's one other thing you've done consistently over the last 3 years?
Gosh. Yeah, in terms of what? In terms of just
anything. It could be fun. It could be fun. A fun stuff thing.
does Mario Kart count?
Yeah, we go 3 years.
Yeah.
Nintendo 64.
On the Wii. But see, my job and my hobby are kind of intertwined, and so I don't know. I wake up every day really looking forward to what I'm doing that day, and nothing ever feels like work. And so I don't know. When you ask me like, what do you do on a consistent basis? It's like my friend circle is my podcast circle. My friends are, so it's hard to kind of say like I just you wake up focused on these tasks every single day.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I guess
something to think about, right?
Yeah. So hard to pin that down.
Which is cool. How does that make you feel though? Like the fact that not being able to answer that question at this specific time. How did that make you feel?
Well, I'm not good at being on the spot a lot of times, ironically. So you if I had more time, I'm sure that I could like sit there and go, I do these 15 things, but
these 15 things.
but you know how it is when you're really dedicated to something, when you're really giving your all to something, you're not consistent with a lot of other things. I would say that one thing that I've been consistent about is exercising. I think self-care is really important. Therapy, exercise. Like I'm gonna go swimming later. Just getting some sunshine. Yeah, I mean, I think it's super important. I never did that. I've lost 60 pounds over the last 3 years. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And if you don't do that stuff, then eventually things start to it's like a Jenga tower. If you're not taking care of yourself and eating right and exercising, it's like you pull one little piece, then all of a sudden it's like, why am I laying on the floor crying? But so that's something that I do consistently.